Today I fucked up by trying to get into a delivery guy's car. Twice. One night I was waiting for my friend to pick me up. I see her car pull up and come out of the front door doing this weird hobble run that's part of an inside joke we have. As I approach the car, I see a fearful woman in the passenger side looking at me like I'm disturbed. I assume we're giving someone else a lift too and bust out laughing as I reach for the back door ready to explain myself. The driver's side opens and I hear the woman quickly lock the doors. A delivery guy steps out with a bunch of bags and I realize how stupid I am. I run back into the house, grab cash for him and promptly die inside. 2 minutes later, my friend's car pulls up. I run out to it yelling "Oh my god" in preparation for the embarrassing story I'm about to tell her. I go to open the passenger side door again and the interior lights come on, illuminating that same nervous looking woman. Delivery guy gives me the side eye and tells me he dropped something earlier and came back for it. I go back inside again and refuse to come out until my friend texts me that she's here. Too long didn't read, accidentally traumatized a woman in an unmarked delivery car. This is like when you go up to your mum in the shop and find out it's not your mum once you're holding her hand already. This is like grabbing your wife's ass in the store and then realizing it's not your wife. Twice. They probably assumed you were intoxicated the first time, and then mental the second. I can't stop laughing at the woman's nervous eyes. Last delivery she's going on, smiley face. Also I do weird shit like walk funny for laughs and can imagine how fucking perfectly bonkers you looked. 10/10. This is hilarious. Today I fucked up by calling out the mods. You know it, I know it. They're all so badly written and unbelievable that everyone else knows it. Seriously, the first like 8 posts on this sub when I opened it to write this were all "Today I fucked up by X sexual act." This place has gotten just as bad as all the revenge subs, malicious compliance, "I don't work here lady," and every other sub that people are posting blatantly made up stories. Today I fucked up by having sex with my dominant girlfriend. First off, I'm a bisexual female. I fucked up by doing something a little awkward while having sex. The fuck up is actually making up a story so horny Redditors can have a wank over something which never happened. Please, give me expensive Reddit awards so I can browse Reddit without having to deal with those stupid ads. Too long didn't read, the TL Doctor is basically just a pun which is even more misleading than the title. Credit to you/Eric Love for the copy paste to I used to get to minimum length. Ban me. For real, there should be at the very least a day where all posts have to be SFW. Fornication free Friday. There used to be a rule where sex/shit related posts were only allowed on weekends. No idea why they got rid of it, but the average post quality is infinitely worse since they did. I was just about to make a post similar to this when I stumbled upon this post. It's seriously pathetic how bad this sub has gotten lately. Most of these posts are solo effort and sound like an intro to a porn video. There's a post up right now that's talking about someone's son catching her masturbating. She has kids in the house, but for some reason, she was laying on top of her sheets just masturbating out in the open, and her son walks in. Yeah. Okay. Super believable. Cause when I know there's other people in the house, I stand up in the middle of my room with my dick hanging out and just whack off for anyone who knocks on the door to see. Fucking pathetic. Anytime I see "Today I fucked up" in a title I just expect the story to be sexual. Hell, this is my first time actually scrolling through the sub and it's full of this nonsense. They really need to limit it emo. You're right, but I honestly don't believe most of these are even real, just attempts at gaining karma. I feel like a lot of people are like me where they did a slight fuck up but nothing big enough/word county enough to post. For example, I forgot my girlfriend's birthday. Nothing really bad came out of it, but it sure as hell wasn't good, but the story wouldn't have been deemed interesting enough for Reddit. Literally rule 5. Today I fucked up by asserting my dominance wider than I thought. NSFW. Throwaway cause not something I want potential employers to see and stuff. I'm going to try and avoid explicit detail on the salacious stuff and concentrate on the today I fucked up part as much as possible. This happened less than 8 hours ago. My wife and I had to travel for reasons not relevant here, staying in a hotel suite with our kids in a separate room. We live in a state where pot is legal and she was feeling a bit down, so she decided to use her vape pen for a bit of a pick-me-up. I was completely sober, kids are in bed, so why not? Worked, but a side effect of her smoking is that she tends to get a bit frisky, and tonight was no exception. So, I'm counting myself lucky as she starts to do her thing to my thing to get me in the mood. She's good at what she does and soon has my full attention and we start doing the deed. But we are keeping quiet cause kids in the other room. It's a good thing we kept quiet too, because we were eventually interrupted by one of the kiddos who had woken up. I swear they all have some sort of cock-blocking radar, and wanted ice cream? Heck no, go back to bed. And once we're sure it is safe, we continue. After making sure I've taken care of my lady several times, I'm ready for my turn. I don't know the name of the position, but we're on our side, her back to me, and I'm basically spooning her in more ways than one, when I get an idea. See, we have a rather kinky sex life and she can be quite submissive in bed, and I got the bright idea to do something we haven't done in a while, not for any particular reason, just hadn't. As I am about to pop, I use my finger to put pressure at the base where my frank meets the beans, and this prevents the gravy from flowing. LPT, this is a great way to keep from making a mess when you're flying solo. I pull out and quietly command her to turn around. She knows exactly where this is going, and her head and lips move like a heat-seeking missile, flying in no time flat to wrap around me and receive her protein shake, as I remove the finger/pressure, allowing the man juice to flow. She's all smiles immediately afterwards, and in a voice low enough not to be heard outside the room says something along the lines of "Thanks for allowing me to swallow your cum, sir." Now the DS thing in bed is really for her, not me, but I'm happy to oblige and assert my dominance every now and then to give her a thrill. So I reply, "You're welcome, slut." Not that what happened ranks anywhere high on our kinky or slutty scale, but that's besides the point. And I realize my today I fucked up in 3, 2, 1. Yep, it was about 3 seconds later that my professor speaks up and I hear her say, "Your Wi-Fi must really be excellent in that hotel, young, dumb and just dumb." Wife was headed to the bathroom and just freezes. She's doing her damnedest to keep from bursting out with laughter while simultaneously turning the deepest shade of red I have ever seen on a human being. Well, right before wifey got amorous, I had just started a college night class session online via Zoom, and the professor was going over an assignment that I had aced but many in the class had trouble with, meaning I knew I had about 30 to 40 minutes where I wouldn't need to pay attention. At the beginning of said class, I had warned the professor that I was on spotty hotel Wi-Fi and may have difficulty participating in activities. Wi-Fi turned out to be just fine apparently. Now, I triple-checked to make sure my mic was muted before we started, but once my professor made the comment about the excellent Wi-Fi, I checked the mic status, and yep, I was unmuted. I'm guessing I had left the mouse cursor hovering over the mute button, allowing an accidental click to broadcast us to everyone in the class. The question is, at what point did that happen and how much did they hear? Was it during the scramble to separate when our little coitus interruptus asked for ice cream? Was it as I quickly moved to shut off the valve and position myself so she could prepare for incoming? Do I have to be the most delusional person in the world to believe it was just a coincidence that my professor made that comment and she didn't really hear anything more than some unintelligible noise? I heard no laughter from anyone and no one sent me a private message, so I'm really hoping the latter is true. But I fear that everyone was just in awe that I was not only asserting my dominance to my wife but forcing them to listen as well, and they were all too intimidated to challenge me. I'll find out soon enough, as all of the classes are recorded and are usually posted by the end of the next day, so I will know what was heard. Did I mention that it is a small school and I will have classes with many of the same people for another year or so, and I will definitely have at least one more class with the same professor? Yeah, today I fucked up. TL Dr. Wife got horny, I got dumb and careless, broadcasted unknown amount of sex and DS banter to my classmates and professor. They may have to recognize my dominance and refrain from looking me in the eye forevermore. Update: I've listened to the audio and there is about 3 seconds where some noise comes across and the professor gets a smile on her face, a quick laugh, and then comments on the Wi-Fi. She definitely heard something, but I think she may have edited it out on the recording since I can barely hear anything during that stretch. What I can hear clearly is the fear in my voice a few seconds after she made her comment, as I replied with a what? I'm just going to count this as a win and own it proudly with a confident smile should anyone bring it up in the future. I want an update on what the recording reveals. Your wife's never going to let this one down. On a side note, you should have used that website that rickrolls Zoom meetings after you found out to change the setting. I just hope that your camera was off, otherwise they wouldn't have just heard it but also could have seen it. That was my first fear. I have a little tab that slides back and forth to cover the lens, but my laptop also has a small hole for a microphone offset from the lens by about 2 centimeters. I saw that hole and in my moment of panic, I thought I had left the lens uncovered. Fortunately, that wasn't the case. This is absolutely brilliant, thank you for sharing. Can we please have an update on the fallout in a week or so? Oh, the joys of Zoom.